Sharon Creech was born in South New Zealand, Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland, on July 29, 1945. It is in this suburb where she grew up with a noisy and rowdy family. Her mother Anne, father Arvil, sister Sandy, and three brothers, Dennis, Doug, and Tom. When Sharon Creech was young, she wanted to be so many things: a painter, a skater, a singer, a teacher, and a reporter. She soon realized she had no singing or drawing talent and little tolerance for falling on ice. After graduating from high school, she attended Hiram College, where she received a bachelor. However, it was while attending graduate school in George Mason University, where she received a Master's of Art, that she became intrigued by storytelling after taking literature and writing courses. She later became a teacher of high school English and writing in England and Switzerland. It was while teaching great literature that she learned so much about writing, like what makes a story interesting, and about techniques of plot and characterization and point of view. Sharon Creech began her career by writing adult novels. Some of these novels were The Recital and Nicky Manley. Both were written and published while she was living in England under the name Sharon Rigg. Although initially writing about novels, since writing Absolutely Normal Chaos, published in 1990, she has focused on writing mainly about young people. She has written both novels and picture books. She often embeds serious topics into her stories, including such themes as independence, trust, childhood, adulthood, and death, often using humor to soften them. Creech also varies in her writing style. She has written books in verse and in a narrative style. Absolutely Normal Chaos in 1994 introduced Creech into writing for young people. Absolutely Normal Chaos is about the journal of 13-year-old Mary Lou Feeney, whose absolutely normal chaos includes life with her three brothers, her sister, and her parents, along with her sometimes best friend, Beth Ann and Alex Chibi. However, it is when Mary Lou's cousin, Carl Ray, comes to town that he not only adds to the chaos, but he also brings along his own mystery. Sharon has stated that if someone ever wants to have an insight into her childhood, that reading this book would be an exact picture of her family. She also stated that her inspiration for this book was her family. This book won the 100 Best Books for Reading and Sharing in 1995 and the YALSA Popular Paperbacks for Young Adults in 2001. Creech has stated that in her childhood, her family would take trips out to Wisconsin or Michigan and once to Idaho, but it was a 5-day trip to Idaho at the age of 12 that had a powerful effect on her. Little did she know that 30-some years later, she would recreate the trip in the book Walk Two Moons in 1994. Walk Two Moons is the story of a 13-year-old girl named Salamanca Tree Hiddle from Baybanks, Kentucky, who is traveling across the country to Idaho with her grandparents. Along the way, she tells them the story of her friend Phoebe Winterbottom, her disappearing mother, and the lunatic. Throughout the book, she also tells the reader another more serious story about her mother and herself. This book won the 1995 John Newbery Medal Award for the most distinguished contribution to American literature for children. The Children's Book Award, United Kingdom of 1995, and the Young Adult Sequoia Award, Oklahoma, USA of 1997. Her inspiration for this book was a fortune cookie that had a message that said, "Don't judge a man until you've walked 2 moons in his moccasins." That message inspired a journey and a character that is a very small part Native American. In 2000, the book The Wanderer was published. This book is about a girl named Sophie and her cousin Cody. In this book, they both write alternating journal entries of the summer they sailed across the ocean from Connecticut to Ireland with a third cousin and 3 uncles. They sail across the Atlantic Ocean towards England, the land of Bombay, her grandfather. This novel tells the story of a courageous girl's journey across the ocean into the memories of her past. Sophie's struggle to reclaim who she is inspires a similar exploration from those around her, as the crew discovers the joys and trials of belonging to a family. This novel won the Newbery Honor Award of 2001, the Parents' Choice Award of 2000, and the Christopher Award. This award encourages men, women, and children to pursue excellence in creative areas that have the potential to influence the mass audience positively. In 2002, Sharon Creech published Ruby Holler. This story is about a beautiful and mysterious place, deep in the country, a basin in the hills, where cool breezes drift through the trees and where the creek was so clear that every stone on its bottom was visible. This novel narrates the life of an older couple, Tyler and Cyree, who live in the holler and are looking for new adventures, each of them hoping to set off on a trip. It is when they invite the troubled twins, Dallas and Florida, to join them that their lives take a new turn. This book won Creech the prestigious Carnegie Medal of 2002. This medal is awarded annually by the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals for an outstanding book for children and young adults. This book was inspired by an old story of her father, his siblings, and her grandparents, who had lived in a place they called a holler. The older couple resembles her grandparents in so many ways. In 2000, Sharon Creech entered the world of picture books with her book, Fishing in the Air. Fishing in the Air is about a father and son that set off on a fishing trip, hoping to catch the air and catch the breeze. As they fish, the boy prompts the father to talk about his father's childhood home, a little gray house surrounded by green fields and a clear creek in which he learned how to fish. By the end of the day, they've caught no fish, but they've caught the day, the breeze, memories of a house and fields and creeks, and the boy has learned to fish in the air like his father. This book was inspired when at the age of 12, while vacationing at a Wisconsin lake, they went in search of the house in which her father was born. As they drove along, the father described the house, a farmhouse, small and gray. He described the green fields and the clear stream which ran nearby, in which he had learned to fish. It was in this stream where Sharon Creech learned to fish in the air on a rowboat with her father. Sharon Creech is an author who has written 14 novels and 3 picture books. Her most recent work is Hate That Cat, which was published in February of 2010, which is a sequel to Love That Cat. Sharon Creech is married to Lyle Rigg, who is the headmaster of the Pennington School in New Jersey. She has 2 grown children, Rob and Karen. According to Creech, being with her family is what she enjoys most. The next best thing is writing stories.